north-south alley west of South Walmer Road.
Thank you.
You don't want me to start over, do you?
No.
We're not even on here.
I didn't think so.
We probably
Yeah,
are.
I don't think that works. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, with West Ohio Avenue on the north and West Wildwood Lane on the south. The second one is the north-south and east-west alley north of West National Avenue and west of South 74th Street with West Lapham Street on the north and South 75th Street on the west.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 24, 2022-0379, resolution constituting a relocation order for the laying out, relocation, and improvement of a water transmission and distribution facility.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 25, we were asked to hold. Is that still?
26. 25 is good. Go ahead.
Please do.
26 is
Okay,
the one.
25 is the resolution for state contractors.
20 is
I
Ohio.
got these all typed out wrong. They don't match what was on.
Oh,
the
yeah, 25 is okay. 25 is state
22,
contractors.
Is which one?
Is 04.
Okay, I can read that then. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
2022-0410, resolution to approve bid of state contractors incorporated for alley reconstruction in the city of West Dallas in the amount of $192,472.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any? Yeah, go ahead.
Is that a budgeted item?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
We're getting. What's changed is it's going to be a green alley with permeable bricks, and that's what number 23 is, to get money from MMSD to pay for the permeable pavement. So that was kind of a last minute change. But otherwise, we had planned to do the alley anyway. Now it's going to be a green alley,
Thank
and
you.
MMSD will pay for that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We didn't vote yet.
No, we did not vote yet.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to hold number 26.
Okay. then we
Second.
will hold that. But we also got a memo that we could discuss if we wanted,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the
Want to talk
agenda.
about item 26. This is the lighting for Beecher Street or not? Okay, nobody wants to talk about it. Okay.
There'll be time.
Okay, so we're holding 26, we'll go to 27. It's a communication 2022-0633, communication regarding 2023 special assessment rates.
Move to approve. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion adjourned.
Second.
Okay, I was gonna say motion
Man,
carries.
That's right, sorry.
Jeez, you're so quick. Oh my goodness. I mean, jeez.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Taking notes?
Someone else want to take that gavel now?
Vince gets the gavel now.
Vince.
Oh,
Gavel
come
or you?
on. Come on. I make too much noise anyway.
3, 2, 1.
It's a joke.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the License and Health Committee, all the members are present. So we'll begin with item 32, 0-2022-0087, ordinance to amend noise regulation variance process. I believe it's sponsored by Alderperson Reinke and Tenorio. So I don't know if we need probably Bob for questions. I mean,
Mr. Chair?
yeah, go ahead.
I actually brought this to Alderpersons Ranking and Tenorio, asked them to sponsor it. Commissioner Leishow approached me with a variance request submitted by Unit Drop Forge, and it was a very cumbersome, unnecessary process in the code to get a variance to our noise regulations. So I changed it around to simplify it and streamline it so that it would be a much quicker process for the council. So if the council adopts this, you can expect Unit Forge to file an application for it in the future, and you won't have to follow a very cumbersome hearing process with lawyers and reports and things. Instead, it would just be more like a request for a variance, which is a very quick process.
Thank you
But
for cleaning
normally,
it up.
yeah, go ahead. You want to say
Oh,
something?
no, that's okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the fact that is unit foraging, normally, I mean, when they apply for renewal, I mean, I never heard any details in regards to any things that was not really based on the variance. There was something that was not really explicit, explained, or directed.
They currently have a variance that I believe lasts until next year, but they
Yes.
just want to get ahead of schedule and get that taken care of. So that's the reason that this is coming forward. And I can't speak to whatever process the council followed in the past, but the code was a very long process.
So we tried to minimize a lot of the verbiage, right?
Unlike a situation where you're trying to remove a property right, a variance request is a privilege the council would grant, so it does not require the same level of due process. And it was following the license revocation due process effectively, which is unnecessary in this circumstance.
Okay, thank you. On the
Mr.
motion?
Chair, it just fine tunes the process.
Yes, yes,
I thank Kale for working on this.
yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The aye have it. Then we move on to item 33, 2022-0592, new Class A beer license for National Petrol LLC DBA BP Sunrise 9530 West National Avenue, West Dallas, Wisconsin 53227. Agent Sarah Gearball Sink ALC 20107. Is the gentleman is here? From, I believe he was here before, so. He already did, though. Is that correct? He was here before. It's the same. So any questions from the committee? I mean, I don't think there's any issue here. I mean, I don't think he has any records. I think he's a clear
Chair.
guy. Yes.
It's just a change of,
Legal entity.
right.
Yeah, that's all.
They're just doing a name swap.
Same
That's what it
individuals.
It says it's a new Class A beer license, so.
They're changing the legal entity.
Yeah.
See,
National Petro of West Dallas Incorporated to National Petro LLC.
Yes.
It's the same
the verbiage
agent.
has changed.
Yeah, that's all.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it. Then we move on to item 34, 2022-0653. New Class B tavern license for Nicky Mix Place LLC DBA Nicky Mix Place 9105 West Lincoln Avenue. Agent Christopher Allen Miquette ALC 22139. The gentleman is here, Nick? Nobody's here. He's not here. But I don't see any really any convictions or violation reported by the police department. So any additional questions from the committee? Any questions for the applicant? Item 34.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
when we're looking to have a new Class B tavern license for a new establishment, wouldn't it be appropriate that the applicant at least appear
Well, that's what. See,
for
that's,
any questions or at least to give a background? Pardon me?
I'm sorry, that's why they're on the schedule. for
Correct.
hearing.
Yeah,
So
see, that's-
At this juncture, I would like to at least meet the new applicant, see what their background is in
yeah,
business.
we can hold it.
So if that would be the consensus, I would make a motion to hold.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to hold it, the
Aye.
applications?
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it. Let's move on. We have item 35, 2022-0698, Class B Tavern Seasonal Temporary Public Entertainment Premises Permit, amendment request for Riviera of Wisconsin, DBA Riviera Lanes, 8600 West Greenfield Avenue, requesting outdoor entertainments on Wednesday and Thursday night, 2022 to 4 temps. Okay.
Is the applicant here?
The applicant is here. See,
Okay. Mr. Chair, if I may lead on this, Riviera came before us, I think it was at our
He
last
did,
council
the
meeting.
last time, yes.
And now this is an amendment, and I think he was a bit over the, I think it was just, the details of what he needed to do to set it up, which is not for us to decide. That framework's already in place. However, I have a little bit of concern and would like to question adding the Wednesday and Thursday nights. That would open this up to four days out of the week
Yeah.
that they could have open entertainment. One was noted on the permit that he wanted to have an open mic night, which, as close as it is to the residential areas there, I guess I would like him to answer some of those questions. So
So we can hold that one too.
at this point, we can either hold it or we can deny it. I would give him an opportunity. I would have expected him to come, though, at least.
To come next, the next
appear.
meeting, really.
So I'll make a motion to hold.
I'll second it.
All in favor of the motion to hold it?
Chair, I think also,
Yes.
one of the hangups was that fencing thing, wasn't it?
There was a long discussion about the fence.
Yeah.
Nothing was
Right.
solved on it. It was like, I didn't quite.
I thought he was going to put up that.
And-
Yeah.
Okay, I may have missed it.
Yeah, I think that's.
And Mr. Chair, if I
You got
may,
a subject. Go
if I
ahead.
may, I just want to kind of rein us in on kind of what we look at as far as what's brought before us. I think there's already departments in place to handle all those sign-offs, and the clerks are very well versed with letting them know. So I know oftentimes we're talking about, the details of landscaping and things like that, and that really goes to a different area.
Yes.
I'd be more concerned with, like I said, the neighbors, how many days a week. Otherwise, I think we have a fairly well-outlined framework for these businesses, but I'd like to see it streamlined even a little bit better.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
I
Alderman
also
Frank.
agree with Alderman Grisham. I am concerned about the neighborhood. I realize it's on a busy street, however, it is budding a neighborhood, and when they came before us, they only indicated the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And now they're asking further for 2 extra days.
2 extra days, yeah.
I agree that we should have them in to explain what they have in mind.
So, and the motion to hold it.
I'd made a motion to hold.
I second
Say,
it.
all in favor of the motion to hold
Aye.
it?
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it. So we move on to item 3.6, 2022-0604, Class B Tavern Seasonal Temporary Premise Extension and Temporary Public Entertainments Premise Permit Request for Ganger Incorporation, DBA Dups Bar and Grill, 1753 South 68th Street from May 18, 2022 to November 1st, 2022. Temps 2210.
Hello.
Hi.
So you were here last time, right?
I was, and then
Oh,
my
you got
cook
everything?
didn't show, and I had to leave last
Emergency call, I recall.
Huh?
So I said you had an emergency call. So-
Absolutely.
So welcome back.
Welcome back, yes. So the way you look, you got everything in good standing, everything's ready to go? I mean,
Oh, yeah. I
no
actually,
issues?
I pretty much, I have one band, Jim Gaff, on July 16th, and then I have a luau that I do every year for my VIP drawing, which is the June 26th, which I'm going to have a DJ. Other than that, it's pretty much mostly just for people to go outside and drink and eat at my tables out front. I'll put chairs out.
Mr. Chair?
yes, Alderman Christian.
I just have one question for you, and
Yes.
this was brought before. I know a lot of the requested dates are going into November, but I have personally requested amendments for those applicants to not extend past Labor Day if there was going to be music events or otherwise.
Oh,
So
yeah.
would you be in agreement that we would adjust those dates to Labor Day? And,
Sure.
And if you have another date after, on the top of your head, like
I
I know
just
there was
won't.
like Oktoberfest or something like that, you can add that week.
When is Harvest Fest?
That's usually the last week of October.
I wouldn't even have a band anyway, so yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine with
so
that.
would you be okay with that amendment?
Yes.
Okay, I would make a motion to approve with
The amendment.
the amendment added that this extension will be from June 8th through Labor Day. I don't have that specific date. Does anybody have that date?
I don't,
Can it be just written as Labor Day, or do we need to have the date?
it's a calendar right
It's the
there.
first Tuesday after the first Monday is the rule, right?
Right. So,
September 6th.
Okay,
like in October, that's Labor Day is before October.
Labor Day is September, first weekend in September.
Yep.
Yeah. So for bands, you mean only? Oh, for sure.
Can we specify
Chair?
that, Gail?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, Alderman.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So the record seems to show that there's only 3 bands scheduled,
2 so far, yeah.
or 3 dates you want to schedule a band.
Yeah.
25th, 26th of June, and then the,
16th, 17th of July.
okay.
Yeah.
So those are the only dates in which there would be any music outside, correct?
Correct.
Otherwise,
I mean,
it's
unless
just,
possibly that's what I paid for, but I have nothing planned whatsoever. It's mostly so people can go outside, smoke, go in my back, or like if I get anybody from across the street, they come and long they can drink outside in my area.
Alderperson Ed,
So
you
the-
had a
Yes.
question?
Please. I noticed that on Saturday and Sunday you have the hours till 11 o'clock at night. Don't we have something in place that allows the hours till
That's
10
for-
o'clock?
Mr. Chair,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
11 o'clock, it's
this is,
residential.
I think we're
area. I'm
confusing.
concerned about that, very definitely.
There's a difference between the temporary extension and the temporary entertainment premise permit. So she's applying for both together. She's applying for the entertainment on those 2 days.
Correct.
The rest of the time, she just wants people to be able to go outside and take their alcohol and
Yeah.
eat or smoke or whatever until 11 o'clock at night. So that's, I think a lot of times we're getting hung up on these where people just want to have
The dual permit.
people to go out there with their alcohol versus it's not going to be that
There'll
they're
be no
having
music, there
music
won't be any
all the
music.
time unless you don't
There's
restrict
no
it.
music until 11 o'clock?
Not outside ever, no.
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I mean, not, well, I shouldn't say ever, but right, no.
Alderperson
I was
Stefanski.
concerned about,
Yeah, no, I don't put, no. I don't even have a big screen TV or anything, which I'd like, but yeah.
so I'm looking at this
Yeah,
and it
no.
says contemplated hours Sunday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
right.
Outside hours quiet time is supposed to be 6 during the week. Or, I'm sorry, 10 p.m. During
10
the week.
p.m., yes.
Yeah.
So we would have to change this because they can't be outside making noise past 10 p.m. during the week, correct?
Mr.
Yeah, how do-
Chair.
Gail, go ahead.
So without any request beyond 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock is the limit. The council is allowed to extend those hours for outside premises if the council wants to. So the request is for 11 o'clock. If you do not wish to approve until 11 o'clock, you could just approve till 10 o'clock.
When I filled out the application, me and Gina helped me with it. We just did what, like the maximum that the law will allow or something like that. So whatever.
So you did request with Gina 11 p.m., right? That's what you did?
Yeah. Just like we did, I think she said 6 months was the, or however many months. That's why I did the date that I applied and
So won't be no music out during that time?
no,
right?
my
Outside.
no.
So any problem you got?
Mr.
They just go out there and
Yes.
have their.
If,
yeah,
if
no.
I may
Yes, thanks.
correct, thank you, Rebecca, for clarifying.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
thank you,
was-
too, 'cause I got
that's my
confused
oversight
also.
as well
Yes.
with
Yeah.
these dates, and I just wanted to at least stay consistent. So my apologies for that. I'll
That's
retract
okay.
that amendment, and we'll add the amendment to 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever.
Yeah, that,
You know.
either way.
Just basically have people
If
outside
that's
and
acceptable. So
Yeah.
I would make a motion to approve with the amendment to no later than 10 p.m.
sure.
Okay?
No
Yeah.
later than what?
10
10
p.m.
p.m.
10 p.m.
Is that the standard, if I can ask? Like with everybody that's getting this? Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
I would have put that down if I knew.
So any seconds from the committee?
Second.
All in favor of the motion,
Aye.
Aye.
the amendment? Opposed? The aye have it.
My
you.
apologies, it got a little
Thank you.
confusing.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, no, and I have been asking those questions myself.
All
'cause
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's
By
move
the way,
on.
a la carte was excellent. The Duncan girls, everybody that Emily and Diane, you know,
We had a great time.
it was a great, yeah.
Thank you.
So let's move on to item 37, 20220632, Class B Tavern Seasonal Temporary Premises Extension Request for Camino 7211-72313,
Move to
West
approve.
Greenfield Avenue.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it.
Don't even need
38.
to come up here.
Oh, I don't need to?
You're good.
Thank you for coming.
Oh,
Tell
you're
us
here?
about your extension
You're
reviews.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
You're good.
Seriously.
Really approve it as you're walking out.
Thank you very much.
Oh my good, I didn't. So we move on to item 38, 2022-0639. Transient merchants license application for Jessica Lockhart, representing True Green Lawn Care Service, offering lawn care service through December 31st, 2022 DSSH5. She's here. Well, based on what I see, she has quite a records, you know. I mean, I know it's not direct to the, you know.
Could we have clarification as far as what this is about? Because we've never had an application for a lawn service before, have we?
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Ms.
So the transient merchant license took over for direct sellers, hawkers, solicitors, food peddlers, and every other temporary sales type job that's out there. So what True Green Lawn Service likely is asking to do is go door to door to try to sell their services. That'd make them a transient merchant. That's why this license request is
So
before
they
the
have to
committee.
get a permit for doing that?
If they're intending to sell from a temporary location, yes.
Okay.
So my guess is it's a door-to-door sales type business.
I see, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Person Christian.
I have concerns with this particular
Yes.
applicant based on the record that was presented, and I would make a motion to deny based on licensing activity.
Drive without a license?
Pardon me?
Drive without a license?
No, nothing like that. I'm trying to find the right verbiage, Cale.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
That would substantiate that the past record substantially relates to the licensing activity. Is that how it would be phrased?
Yes, so these are all public records. You can say the types of convictions you believe relate to this license activity.
Okay. With that being said, I will note that
Right,
this
without a
particular
license. I didn't see
applicant
that.
has been charged with theft from a business. I think this puts our citizens at risk for potential scams.
So yeah, drive without a license.
Yeah, that's
too.
that's minor compared to my
Oh, I know it's
concern would be
yeah.
2015 there was a theft from a business conviction, was 2017 probation violation, and that single conviction related to theft from business. When you're going door to door, I'd have more concern. There are no roots in the city that we can fall back on. So that would be my basis of denial, that the conviction does substantially relate to the license activity.
I'll second it.
Totally. So all in favor of the motion of denial?
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it. So we move on with item 39, 2022-0651, application for transfer of a license from premises to premise of a Class A liquor license for State Fair Liquor and Food Mart, current location at 1568 South 81st Street to 1717 South 76th Street for Pepita Helder, agent.
Welcome.
So hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
looks like you found a location.
Yes.
So many congratulations to you that you found a location. I looked over your application. I think this will be a very good fit. I did confer with Alderman Weigel, who is your district rep, and we have Alderman Stefanski here. I think, as Alderman Weigel had stated, more of a commercial setting will probably be beneficial for your business. That's just my opinion. And this is assuming that we are looking at 81st is no longer going to be.
Yeah. Amen.
All right. That's my input.
So I need a motion.
Motion to approve. I will second that.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The aye have it. Good luck to you. Eh?
Sale. That was easy breezy.
Now the hard work comes in moving.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. So we move on to item 40, 2022-0680, 2022-2024, new operator license bartender Class D operator application for Loretta Perez, bartenders 171. All right. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
So I know what you're here for, but you had any records during the past few years?
I know I've had minor incidences that I've taken care of, but nothing that I believed would impact my ability to be a server.
Nothing related to alcohol or anything like that, right? So based on that, any question from the committee? I don't see anything really. Yes, go ahead.
How did you get here tonight?
Today, with my boss, and I actually live, yeah.
Good answer.
I don't see any really.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
have you had any form of rehabilitation?
I actually had to do, from 2019, I did have one DVIS assessment due to a case that I had dropped to a non-ordinance. I have documentation that was fully taken care of. I actually got the recommendation that she didn't see me needing any therapy or any treatment. So due to her saying that she didn't require anything to be done, it actually was the reasoning for it getting dropped.
I see.
Okay. Anything else from the committee? Any
No,
questions?
motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to approve?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Good luck to you.
Thank you for hearing.
All right, now we move on to item 4.1. 2022-0681, 2022-2024, new operator license, bartender Class D operator for application for Joelle Brinus, bartender 172. She's here? Well, better.
Mr. Chair, I move to deny the.
Yeah, I mean, I better.
Second.
I'm glad that she show up anyway.
Habitual
So,
law offender and.
so all in favor of denial?
drugs.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it. Man, I never see anything like that. Really. But anyway, let's
Okay.
move on. 42. Communication regarding nuisance abatement program action plan in progress. So I would like to just. We have our city health commissioners,
Hello.
Robert Lawshaw.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So it has my name attached to it.
Okay,
so I'm
Bob.
really just representing the task force, and I think we've got some of the commission members or the task force members here as well if I miss anything. But in your packet, you should have a communication that really just gives a progress update on the task force. Since our last update provided to you a couple of months ago. So I won't get into all the details. What I'm going to do is really just talk a little bit about the highlights of each different section of the nuisance action plan that was presented a couple months ago. So if you remember, there were a few areas that we decided to focus on, and one of those is the garbage cart standardization initiative, and so the summary update with regard to that, and information provided by Dave Wetking, and Dave, if I miss anything, certainly jump in, is that the garbage carts are being placed at this point. And then the other highlight is for those residents that have yet to purchase the carts, DPW will and may have already begun to place carts at those properties where they haven't yet purchased. So that is moving forward. If we touch on the code enforcement efforts focus area, or otherwise a consolidated reorganization initiative, and Rebecca is really leading the charge on that particular area, especially with regard to the bins activity. The name bins has effectively changed to code enforcement department, and so it's my understanding that that there are efforts underway to hire and recruit the individuals who are going to lead that particular department. And then there are a number of folks who are engaged in the rat rodent enforcement process who did go through citation training with our local PD. So we have built capacity in order to issue those citations should they be needed. And then also under the code enforcement efforts, there's a lot of time and energy being put into development of record-keeping capabilities with an OpenGov platform. Dropping down to resident engagement and partnership plan focus area. There is a standing communications subcommittee that has put together a plan of their own. They have been in the process of developing materials as well as info that is actually going to be distributed and has begun to be distributed through social media, and then also materials that are going to be made available as part of the walkthrough that all of you have been invited to. So that touches on the other big update is if you didn't, for some reason, get that invitation to one of the two walkthroughs, please let me know because I will make sure that we get that out to you. June 14th is the first one that's coming up. We are going to focus on the areas of 96th Street between Manitoba Street and Montana Avenue to begin with. And then the second walkthrough event is June 23rd. And there are actually two locations that we will focus on. Orchard Street between 61st Street and 63rd Street. And then the second location is at 61st Street between National Avenue and Madison.
What's new?
So these were identified as being kind of the hot spots, and so we will walk through those areas. The environmental inspectors will essentially make this a facilitated walkthrough and show folks what we look for, what they look for in terms of risk that essentially prompt potential rat activity or rodent activity. And then too, as part of that, there will be an effort to actually put door hangers on the properties in these areas, just to let them know that this area has been identified as a hotspot area. So that is organized, and then as we drop down, the nuisance animal abatement mitigation plan is really in effect what was shared with you folks a couple months ago. And then as part of that too, there is a dedicated subcommittee working really on the data and the metrics behind this. So really a way that we're going to be able to identify any success to this initiative is having a baseline of sorts. And so that's where Health Department has contributed data, BINS has contributed data, DPW is also throwing information, into the hopper that really helps us identify where we are seeing the rat activity. And so as part of that, the GIS platform that the city did have is in effect one way or another going to be resurrected. And so we've been working with our GIS person in IT to keep that updated. And then as well, another update is we have actually entered into a contract with a pest management company, so they are ready to go. Once we go through the walkthroughs, this is the plan, is once we do that, then we'll engage the pest control company to actually help with the mitigation in these particular areas. And then last but not least, the ordinance changes. Okay, well, again, if I'm misstepping here in any way, jump in, but otherwise, that's been a conversation with Nick and Rebecca and myself and some of the other task force members, really just to initially take a look at current ordinance, for us really just to get a clear sense of what we can and can't do, and really to better understand what's already on the books. And then secondarily, there has been discussion about creating ordinance that I think the term is summary abatement that Kale and folks are working on at this point. So it's my understanding that a draft of that has been developed and is working its way through the review and approval process. That's the dime store tour as far as a progress update on the ordinance activity.
Bob, I really like the idea of the door hangers, because many people I don't think really, in particular, I mean, I'm talking about my district, the area there you mentioned it. It seemed like, I know it doesn't cross their mind by getting, say, a loaf of bread or half a slice of bread and just toss it out right in the backyard. I believe in many cases that's what has been causing a lot of the problem. And of course the bird feeders, I think, in the past or even now, there's still some people still have them, So which it's illegal now to have them, right? No, not yet.
No.
No, they're
No,
not.
you can have bird feeders.
Yeah, you can have bird
Yeah,
feeders.
you just need to clean
But
it
it
up.
should be maintained. See, but they're not. See, that's what I was going to say. So that's where the biggest problem continues with rodents, really.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, I just want to personally thank all the departments for working together on this collaboration. This update is very promising, and I really thank you for the effort and the action that's going forward with this. Kudos to everybody involved. I do plan on attending the walkthrough if you got my RSVP for that, because I'd like to learn so I can help educate the constituents as well. So, thank you all.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Alderman Brew.
Bob, did you, and Dave as well, I looked at the RAT map, and everything was
Did you do
concentrated
quotes?
on the east side. I mean, there was a lot of colors down there. Would that equate or correlate the same with having no dump carts or bad dump carts?
In this case, it wouldn't.
Oh, so there was nothing, it was just,
Correct. We're seeing more of the carts that are not being purchased at this time, roughly 50% of the 200 that are still required in the trailer parks in that area.
right, but you sent us an email, I think it was today, an update of the 1,200 carts that, or 1,200 properties that you identified that needed carts.
Correct.
Was there any concentration, or was it just all over the map?
Pretty much all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any further
Mr. Chair.
questions? Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I do have a question regarding the carts. I don't recall that we've given the homeowner a chance to purchase the cart if they don't have the means. I'm wondering, is there a program that we can put in place, or if a homeowner, I received a call, a very, very angry man that indicated he had a heart attack and he lost his job and he wasn't going to pay for a cart. He definitely was not going to pay for a cart because he thought it was a city responsibility, not his responsibility, but the city. So I said perhaps we can work out a way where he could do it in increments, just so he would have a cart for his garbage.
So per ordinance, it is the residential, the homeowner or the tenant, their responsibility to have a city purchase refuse
Right.
cart.
indicated
Nothing
that.
addresses any type of payment plans in the fee schedule. We did have the discounted refuse
I
cart
know.
sale from January 1st to May 31st. Effective June 1st, it's full price. We are kind of given some time for the residential individuals that have yet to purchase these carts due to staffing, but yeah, there's nothing set at this time in the fee schedule that addresses that.
Mr. Chair?
Oh, yes, Gil.
So, although there isn't a payment schedule for the garbage carts, effectively there would be. in that the total cost would be put on the tax roll. So there wouldn't be necessarily a payment due right away. It would go on the tax bill, which would be something that comes out in December, which then is a 3-payment option for the tax bill going into the next year. So effectively, they wouldn't have to pay for it at all at first, and then there'd be a 3rd payment in January, 1/3 in March, 1/3 in May. So there would be a payment schedule available. It would be treated the same as taxes.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You know, the fact is, I know people that spend $50 going to the bar at night, you know.
I mean, that's true, but for some people, $50 is a lot. It takes scheduling and
Is
planning.
that on the agenda, Vince?
Yeah, really.
Any more discussion?
Any more discussions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What was the price of the car? It was like almost nothing. The car.
Yeah, it was like $28.
Yes, I thought it was in the
$29.
20s.
I know,
So,
I know.
I personally think the initiative was a great success, so again, thank you.
yeah, there's a lot of interest.
Yeah, there was, and there were
Yes.
many others that bought additional carts
Yes,
as well,
yes.
so I think we are garbage cart rich.
I don't think it's a wonderful program that we offered our constituents. I really do.
So any further discussions or questions for Mr. Loshaw? Or?
No, thank you, Bob. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah. Well, we have to kind of, it's a communication, but we can place it on file, right?
We have
Place
one
on
more
file.
communication, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I took off my
Place it on
glasses too
file.
soon.
So an motion to place it on file.
Second.
So the motion was second to place on file.
Gentlemen,
All right.
Opposed?
we're all ayes.
Well, aye.
Okay.
Okay. Move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The aye have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'll let Rosalie
Yes.
take care of my.
Okay. Advisory come to order. Let the minutes reflect all members are present. We have number 3, a resolution in support of universal background checks for firearm acquisition and prohibiting the sale of AR-15 style rifles.
Motion to deny.
Any question from the committee? Or a second?
I'm
We need a
I'm
second
going
to discuss it.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
discussions.
I'm going to second this motion to deny with discussion.
Madam
And-
Chair? Sorry. I
Yes.
apologize. So since this isn't a license application, it should be a motion to postpone indefinitely, which effectively,
Is it denial?
it's just, it buries and there's no position taken on it. But
Okay.
you
Motion
wouldn't,
to postpone indefinitely.
May we have discussion?
yes, that's,
Well, that's what we need, you know. Maybe let me,
Okay?
the advisory resolution really, you know, it seemed to me many of the people, you know, in this country, the opponents, of course, you know, I mean, they always had an issue about the guns, you know, I mean, because somebody is talking about to maybe have a background check, follow through with a better affirmative rules and laws of the land, which to me is going over the integrity of the people of this country, really. Has gone farther away from people feelings. The guns, it seems like they brainwash the public by saying that that's a self-defense. You need that. You know, they keep pushed on the young people, on the people come forward, you know, the younger people, on and on. And to me, it's totally unrealistic. I read on the Milwaukee Journal, a guy traveled for 60 years. He was in some kind of business, you know, and he says the only country in the world things happens like in USA, that's right here in my own homeland. Because the lobbyists in this country are so powerful and strong. Why in the world do we need a AR-15 in this country? Why? I mean, that's an assault weapon. I'm not talking to deprive people to acquire a pistol, to acquire a hunting rifle. That's not the issue here. The issue here that happens in schools, it happens in many shopping centers, it happens all over on a daily basis just about. There is records. There's a shooting going on in this country, and there is somebody sent me an email say that in Europe it's been happened too. That's false. That's a false statement. In Europe they have a stiffer rules about anybody to get an assault weapon. You're not able to get it. If you get under the table, that's different. But to me, it's totally unrealistic. The politician in Washington, they keep pushing the questions, well, we're going to arm the teachers. We're going to raise the age to 18 to 21. That's a big farce, really. I mean, from 18 to 21, then you'll be able to purchase an assault weapon. That's totally insane. I mean, people of the law, people that are supposed to support this country to have a better school, better growing population of children. Instead of my 6 years old granddaughter, she's going to start the school at St. Matthias, 6 years old. She says, Grandpa, he called me no. She says, I'm afraid to go to school because I hear kids got killed. Where did happen, something like that? And then we're opposing it because for what reason is that? What's wrong with a background check? Check some of those idiots. They can go one day, they can go in one gun shop. The next day they can go to another gun shop and buy the same assault weapons. That's ridiculous. And nobody seemed like, we can do that. The amendment, that's the way the country was created by. That's ridiculous, unrealistic, really, in all fairness. That's why I'm so strong, and I'm disappointed. Many of the politicians, which is the state, Washington, they always come up with some fraudulent comments, stupidity. We're going to arm the teachers. I'm sorry that I repeat that again. We're going to arm the teachers in classes. That's totally insane. What kind of country would they try to make out of this land? That's a beautiful land, and we destroy within. We have wars within us because the guns, the lobbyists are so strong. 25 years ago, right in the Common Council floor, this guy was a retired Milwaukee police officer. At that time, people had a petition drive. They don't want a gun shop across the street from Longfellow School. But we couldn't do nothing about it. The gun shop went there. They put a gun shop there. Over 100 residents to surrounding from Longfellow School. They're opposing it. We had a meeting at Longfellow School and still went through. We have a gun shop. But the fact is, don't tell anybody that, the guns no kill people. Yeah, the guns do kill people because they're there. Nobody gets robbed in a house when you're at home at night. That's zero. The percent, if you guys check, it's zero that somebody walks in and rob your house. Many times it happens when you're not at home. That happens. But in many cases, don't happen.
Madam Chair, may I
so
call
that's
for
let me finish first. All right?
I'm going to call for a point of order.
No,
Because we're way off topic.
I got the floor right now.
So a point of order can interrupt the speaker, but what is your point?
We're very off topic to what the resolution is discussing as background checks and prohibiting the sale of AR-15s. We're not discussing the opening or positions of gun stores.
So, Madam Chair, the request would be to make sure the speaker remains germane in the debate. So if you feel for any reason that the debate is exceeding the scope of the item before the committee, just make sure to remind the speaker to stay germane. That would be how to handle it, but you can continue then.
Yeah, so I mean I can continue on my statements, really. So I cannot be just to stop from you to tell me that I should not continue on. That's totally insane, really, for you
not gonna argue
to do
with
that
you.
to me. No, because you've done that before, and I'm sick and tired of that. I'm sick and tired. So the fact is, I propose this for my own reasons. I mean, that's an advisory resolution, which probably is not going to do anything. But the fact I have the rights in the world as an elected official to do it. I mean, I felt to do it. If the council decided not to follow through, that's fine. But I don't want to be stopped when I'm making a statements. When I address this council, the people here, I don't want to be blocked because I'm talking. Okay? So you got to keep that in your mind in the future, because you done that more than once. You continue to stop when I'm talking, and I never say much. So this has got to stop.
This could be something discussed privately.
Okay.
Well, that's fine, but I'll say to you publicly here because you done that.
All right.
Maybe I'm not as good speaker as you are, but I got some intelligence, okay?
Thank you, Alderman
Okay,
Kelly.
go ahead.
Does anyone else
Madam
have
Chair.
anything they want to discuss
Madam Chair.
on this resolution?
Madam
Alderman
Chair.
Grisham.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank Alderman Vitale for passionately bringing forward something that he so deeply cares about. And that is a heated topic amongst many. And it doesn't matter political affiliation or not. I'm going to speak to what the resolution is about. And I'm going to share one brief, hopefully brief, personal thing and why I would not support a number of reasons why I wouldn't support prohibiting the sale of an AR-15 or any weapon for that matter. First and foremost, it's because we have a Constitution with the Second Amendment that we all take an oath for, that we stand up to protect. I think this is out of the scope of what local government is, and if you have this passion, Vince, I appreciate that you're bringing up a topic that's hard to discuss, but that's something that you could do in your time to lobby state and federal. It's not within the scope of West Dallas to make these decisions. And also, obviously, a resolution is showing support of 10 people on a council. This isn't even a topic that has been brought forward. We represent the city. I don't represent my own voice. I have my own personal platform for that, and that's where I go with it. So I'm going to share a story with you only because I need you guys to understand something. My sister was murdered in 1977 by a gun. I did not, and I'm going to get a little emotional, I'm going to try to hold it together. I did not go around saying, hey, that gun did it. What I did find out as a 10-year-old girl in the next room when this happened is that there's a systematic failure, and it's not just guns. We can take away an AR-15, and there's going to be another gun in place of it. Where does it start? Where does it stop? These are fundamental rights of our Constitution. You would think I'd be the first one to say, hey, let's eliminate weapons altogether, because I have a personal reason. It impacted me. Gun violence impacted me. I didn't just watch it on TV. So with that being said, I share this story because I'm passionate about helping people with mental health issues, because that's part of the problem. There are bad people, there are sick people that get a hold of guns. That doesn't mean we take the weapons out of the hands of the good people because of the bad people. So that's the point I'm going to make, and that's the reasoning in my explanation why I wanted to share this with you and why I feel passionate. I do appreciate that you brought it forward. I meant no disrespect besides bringing into the scope. We all have our passions. And I'm glad that you brought this forward because it's something that maybe we do need to open conversations about. But I also believe that the 10 people here cannot make a viable vote based on something that we don't even know what our community or how they stand upon it. So if you want to go lobby the state and the federal and get it on a referendum, I think that would be the most reasonable way to find out what the people say, because that's what the Constitution is, we the people, not just I the people. So that's all I have to say.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you both for your comments.
Mr. Chair,
Sure.
I have a question.
Alderman,
Go ahead and ask us, if you've got a question, ask a question.
The fact it is that
just a quickie now.
the advisory resolution, I believe any of us could move forward with something like that. There's no such thing about the Constitution telling me that, or you or I, anybody else cannot do that. But the fact it is, the amendment or the Constitution that you have in your book there what never been changed in 2004 when it was changed that people were able to acquire their assault weapons. In 2004, that ruling, the laws was ceased back then. From then on, was a can of worm open up that people start purchasing and they start making assault weapons. Assault weapons that should be for military, should be for I would say a police department should have those weapons. To me, that's how you maintain and retain orders in a country. We, at this point, we are in a level of distractions within ourselves, the young people, the media. You know, when the Fox News, they come out and say that in France and in Europe, they have the same amount of tragedy of mass killing. That's not true. That's a false information. They give it to the American public. That's what they say. I mean, that's a false information they're shooting out to the public. That's unrealistic, because I know that for a fact. I know that. In Europe, you cannot just go down the street in a gun shop and buy even a pistol. You have to have a background check for hunting. Everybody, I mean, if you clear after 1 month, then you can have a gun. But you cannot acquire any firearms that destroy people. Not only 2, 1, 10, 15. That's worse for us to be in a war, really. That's worse to be us in a war. Basically, that's how we are. People are dying every day, not just for a pistol. Then I hear about, in West Dallas, there was a 2-knife killing, within the last 5, 7, 8 years or 10 years.
Alderman Vitale, I think you're getting away from your resolution and what is
Well,
to be.
basically, in a way,
Yes.
it's bound to fall in the same direction, because a knife is been happen. I understand that.
Okay, but let our other committee
Yeah, go
members
ahead.
have some
Casey, go
input.
ahead.
Okay, so first of all, let's take the first part of this resolution, a background check. Any gun store you go into right now, and I know this for a fact because I bought one myself, you have 2 different background checks you fill out. You fill out a federal background check, and you fill out a state of Wisconsin background check. And the people that are skating by this are people who lie on the background check because a lot of times, like you discussed, mental health. They lie about their mental health, and because of HIPAA laws, there's no way to determine what their mental health status is. So that's how these people get these guns. Number 2, an AR is not an assault rifle. An AR is an Armalite rifle. That is the company that made it. It's the 15th iteration of an AR-15. It is a semi-automatic weapon, just like a 30-06, a 308, or any other hunting rifle. I, who compete in handgun competitions, can take my handgun with the same amount of ammo and shoot it just as fast as I can shoot an AR-15. It's 1 trigger pull, 1 bullet, every time. An automatic weapon, which is considered an assault rifle, is what some of our police department use when they use M4s, or the military uses. 1 trigger pull, empties a magazine. That's the difference between an AR-15 and an assault rifle. So the news keeps telling you that an AR-15 is an assault rifle, and it's not. It is a semi-automatic weapon, just like semi-automatic pistols and other semi-automatic hunting rifles. So that is the reason why things are getting shared falsely in this country. And we, like Alderman Grisham said, we as a local community have no say over this. We can't ban the sale of any guns. We can't. That's not possible. You have to go to the state and you have to go to federal to lobby that.
Okay, thank you.
That's what I wanted to share.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Alderman Stefanski.
Alderman
Any
Rankin.
other discussion?
Yes. What is the motion?
Alderman Rowe.
It's
Motion to
Motion to
deny.
hold.
deny.
It's to hold
Oh,
indefinitely,
yeah,
correct?
right.
Deny.
I'm sorry, not deny. It was.
Can we
yes.
proceed with the motion as it was stated?
So the procedure of the motion should be to postpone indefinitely, and if this is adopted by the committee, it would effectively end the matter without taking any position on anything. That's how it works.
Okay.
A motion to deny technically should be if there was a request for a license or a permit, you would deny that. Since there's no request, it's a resolution,
So it's a
postpone
motion
indefinitely.
to Postpone.
Yes.
Indefinitely.
Madam Chair, and I don't have a problem with that postponing it either, because I think we've all been watching the televisions, and believe it or not, Washington seems to be working together on this, both sides of the aisle, to come to a conclusion on it. So I have no problem with holding this for a while, Vince, or for indefinitely, excuse me.
Yes, so if this motion is adopted, there's no bringing it back. It's done. So it wouldn't appear on any future agendas.
Madam Chair,
So
was there,
basically, Bill, do we have to delete the first motion then?
I did, I pulled it back.
Oh, okay. And did you?
yes.
Also,
And I
okay.
seconded the.
All right,
the
so
current
now move
motion.
forward with the new motion?
To postpone,
Indefinitely.
Yes.
definitely.
You know, to me, that's really.
Well, who's going to make the
Madam Chair.
motion to postpone?
We did.
We
Well,
already
already
did,
got
and I
seconded.
seconded it.
It's been moved and seconded.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Discussion,
Aye.
Alderman Reinke, discussions.
We already had
We
discussion.
already
We're
had the
discussion, but we're talking
on
about
Alderman
the
Vitale,
postpone
and
it
I don't think
indefinite.
you
It
can
means,
speak after 2 times.
it means we not send that to the state then. I mean, to me, I think the proper way is to take to the floor, to the Common Council floor. To me, that's a proper route to take, not just to let it sit dormant. To do the kill.
The motion has been made.
Still, should be able to find it. They can make the motion, but still, I mean, I believe they could go to the council floor. To me, that's the rules.
So there already was a motion and a vote was called by the chair. So the chair has to decide if discussion is getting repetitive or if it still is valuable. That's a responsibility of the chair of the committee. So at this point in time, it's already been called for a vote. That's already occurred. Procedurally, if the council wishes to take this item up, the council would have to adopt a motion to discharge this committee and take this item up. But that would take a majority vote of the council to do so. Otherwise, it would not appear before the council.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay, thank you.
So all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
No,
Opposed?
no.
Carried. Thank you.
What was it, 4-1?
Number 44, appointment of Alice Benke to the Board of Appeals.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Motion to adjourn.
Been moved and
Second.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
So I don't read out it.